Welcome to Reality with Kiki. I'm your host, Kiki, and on this channel, we discuss reality TV, celebrity gossip, and viral topics. Please be sure to like, comment, and subscribe if you like our content. You can also follow us on our Facebook page. A link will be in the description box below, and we also have it linked in our bio. All right, so Love and Hip Hop Miami. So we start off this episode with Suki. She's with her friends, her cousin, whoever, and they're kind of just like meeting up, and she's talking about how her mom suggested that they go to a marriage counselor, her and Bill, so they are going to be doing that. And she's also kind of talking about her case and what's going on with that. Her attorney calls her, and because she had a court date, obviously her attorney was there for her appearance, representation, and he told her that she's currently being charged with battery and she could face up to a year in prison. I'm gonna have to look up the details on the case just because, like, she's claiming that this happened on her property and she was defending herself. So I'm like, well, then why would the police put those charges? Because they have discretion. So, like, if you were truly defending yourself. All right, so then we move on to Trick. Trick is in the studio with his son. He says that his son was in college and his son came up to him one day. He was just like, you know what? Like, this is not for me, but I know what I really want to do. And he says he wants to be a rapper. So Trick is like, I'm going to pass the mic to my son. But before I really invest in him, I want to see what he does in the studio. So we're going to try this. And if he, I don't know, I guess if he takes it seriously, we could do more. So I'm not an American Idol judge. I'm not a hip hop judge. I don't judge lyrics. I'm not a lyricist, but I'm not really seeing it for Trick's son. Like, that song sounded like trash, and he's like not even writing the beat. I was just like, Okay, so while they're in the studio, or I guess before that, Trick invites Nori to come and hear his son's music. I don't know, maybe to give him some feedback. But I'm just here to say, like, if I was Trick's son, and I don't know the extent of what he knows about Nori, but I'm like, Nori's a legend. Like, Nori is a real rapper. Like, he raps for real. I would not want him coming to give me any feedback, right? Like, we all got to start somewhere, but, like, I would be too embarrassed, especially, like, whatever Trick's son was putting out. Like, there would be no comparison. Like, I don't even know how to even take something like that, to even take feedback from someone like that. Obviously he didn't go in on him. Obviously he's not gonna do that, but I was just like, yeah, this is just, it's getting bad. I'm not seeing it for you, baby. I'm sorry. Like, I'm not one to crush dreams, but this might not be the one. But anyway, he proceeds to say how, like, this is Nori. He's saying how, only in the past few years has he really been able to stay home with his family. And, he's just pretty much talking to Trick's son to tell him, like, these are some of the sacrifices that you make when you are in the game. Like, I was on the road a lot, and that's why he's now trying to convince his wife to have another baby. Like, he wants to be able to be there and see that baby grow up. blah, blah, blah. But I'm not seeing that. Like, I don't see Neri trying to have another baby because she's already complaining about how he's not currently helping with the kids that they have. So, why would she start over and now have another baby just for you to still not help? Like, that's a lot. All right, so we are now focused on Trina, and she has just passed out and has recently woken up. She's having a conversation with her boyfriend who happened to not be there at the time. And he's kind of telling her, like, you need to relax. Like, you need to take some time to yourself. You need to chill. And she's just like, I can't like take any breaks. I just got so much to do. I got to do this. I got to do that. And it's just like, as an artist, I understand what she's saying, but you can't keep going. Like, and that's what her boyfriend was trying to tell her. Like, you have to keep your health in mind. You have to focus on your wellness. Like, you can't just keep going. She's just like, when I say that I don't want to do it anymore, like, that's when I'll stop. But I'm like, okay, but if this takes you out, you're not going to be here to say you're done. You don't want to do this anymore. You've retired. Like health and wellness is so important. Like, sometimes it's not worth it to just like be chasing a bag 24/7, not giving yourself time to just relax and recoup. Because what did you do it for if you're not going to be here to be able to enjoy it? All right, so we move on to Nori and Niri. And in this scene, she's just like, running things down. She's excited. She's talking about her juice bar opening. And, I have all of this paraphernalia. I want you to wear a shirt on your show, blah, blah, blah. He's like, yeah, of course. And, she's just excited. But he's like, he supports her. But the look on his face while she's talking, it's just like he's half listening and he seems disinterested. I don't know. That's what the vibes I got. So she's going on, and he was just like, you'll never think about another one, talking about another baby. And she's like, no, for what? Like, I'm trying to open a business. Like, I got all of these things going on. And he's like, yeah, but you can open a business at any time. There's a small window for women, especially the older that they get, that they can have another baby. And she's like, no, because if I have a baby, I'm gonna be stuck at home. I'm not gonna be able to move how I want to move. I'm not gonna be able to go out. And he's like, no, you could go out. I'll keep the baby. Now I'm like, keep the baby with you what? In your drunken stupor? You drink for work. You come home, you're drunk. Why would a woman leave her baby with you? But also, like, within that conversation, when she asks for help, she's like, oh, can you pick up the boys, for this or whatever? He's like, oh, I got to do this. I got to do that. So if you don't help with the kids now, why would you help later? And even with him saying like, oh, I missed a lot of them growing up. Like, I wasn't there because I was working. And Neri is like, well, I was there and I don't want to go back there. So that's not really my problem. But he's like very convinced that like he want to have a baby. So they come to an understanding, or she kind of compromises. Like, if you can show and improve that, like, with your help around here, then maybe I'll think about it. Slow down on that drinking, and we can have a discussion about it. So he's like, okay. Yeah, and I feel her because, like, I wouldn't want to be starting over either. It's not like he doesn't work anymore and he's retired. Like, you still go to work. You still have things to do. So I feel like even with him saying, oh, I'll help out maybe a little bit more, she's still going to have to take on the bulk of the child rearing. Because when you got to go out and you got to do things, who's going to be there? And it's just like, yeah, you are in a more stable place. You're not traveling as much. You don't have to go and do shows. But you still work. And she's just taken on a lot more of the household responsibilities that I just don't see him changing and conforming into being this new person that he says he will be. She said that he does not cook. He don't even have a license to drive. So like, how are you going to be there and do more if you can't even do simple and basic things? Him, Snoop is coming to Bobby with a proposition about his father. So his father is in prison currently. They pretty much locked him up for life. I'm not really sure what the laws are down there, but it sounds like there was like maybe he did it was a three strike thing because apparently he had a bunch of nonviolent crimes and was a repeat offender and they finally just locked him up for good. They was tired, child. And now he has an opportunity. Maybe they changed some laws, and he now has an opportunity to get out of prison. And he's coming to Poppy like, if you get him a lawyer, then he'll be able to get him out. And they're like putting it on Bobby, and Bobby is saying that they're coming to him because he apparently has the most money out of everybody on that side of his family. So Bobby is feeling some type of way about it because he holds resentment towards his father. Like his father was not there. He did not raise him. He did not protect him and he did not provide for him growing up. So it's just like, why are you reaching out to me now? And I wonder what that relationship was like for him growing up because were you checking on him? Like even if Bobby's mother cut off communication and you weren't able to call him, or possibly send him letters? Like, were you checking on him through other family members? Were you even trying to send him letters? Because it's difficult for a person to grow up without their father and to not have an explanation, to not have answers. You just, going through life trying to figure things out. But I'm just curious as to what he did. Did you try to cultivate a relationship with your son? And apparently, Bobby wasn't his only child. So I'm wondering, like, why do you feel comfortable coming to him, even though you're probably desperate and in your time of need? Why should he be there for you? And I think that Bobby is really considering it just because he needs some closure and his father could possibly die in prison, and I don't think he wants that. He says that that would make him feel bad. He more compassionate than me, child, because, honey, when you was doing what you was doing, you left me for dead. So I would be like, I'm just returning the energy, honey. Okay, so this episode ends with another blow up. So Sookie and Bill go to see the marriage counselor. So this man is a pastor, and the conversation starts out pretty calm. Bill is trying to take accountability for some of his actions and the things that he does and says. And Suki is over there like not like okay, so for one, their body language, right? Like Bill is on one end of the couch, Suki is on the other, and she's just kind of looking like him at him like whatever, like I can't stand you. So she starts going off like, he's doing this, he's doing that. Like, you are horrible. You said these things to me, and you're not going to say whatever you want to me. Like, this is a problem. So they start arguing, going back and forth in front of the pastor. And he is basically, without him even asking questions, he is getting a feel of what their relationship is like, and even kind of said, like, this is a toxic relationship. How do you feel about marriage? And so Bill is like, hell no, or whatever. And then Suki is like, that's fine because I never wanted to marry you anyway. I'm a strong woman. I'm going to say what I need to say. Like, nobody going to stop me. And I'm just like, y'all was so in love when this started. Like, Suki was telling her mother she's getting married. Nobody's going to stop her. She's having a baby. Nobody can tell her nothing, honey. And now you never wanted to get married. Like, y'all are a hot mess, okay? And maybe y'all don't need to be together, but you were doing a lot in the beginning when y'all was also in love. And now it's just switch so quickly. I don't know. Y'all let me know what you think about this relationship down in the comments below. And I will speak to you next time.